Hello and welcome to a new episode of our program Cultural Magazine, during which we bring you the latest cultural events that are taking place in Egypt. During the holy month of Ramadan, there are special manifestations taking place in Egypt. Please stay tuned.
رمضان جانا وفرحنا بعد غيابه وبقاله زمان خلوه قولوا شهر الدول غنوا له أهلا رمضان رمضان جانا قولوا معانا رمضان جانا بتغيب علينا وتهجرنا وقلوبنا معاك وفي السنة مرة تزورنا وبنستناك
Egypt is the land of civilization, the land where everything has started. Egypt is always keen on preserving heritage.
On the occasion of the 120th anniversary of the founding of the Museum of Islamic Art, an art exhibition entitled The House was recently inaugurated. The exhibition included a simulation of traditional Islamic houses. The exhibition comprised of approximately 100 pieces of reproductions of the most important artifacts of artists and craftsmen who inherited traditional heritage crafts from their ancestors many years ago. The artifacts adorned Islamic homes in different eras, including mashrabiyas and handmade rugs made of wool and silk, as well as hanging carpets that tell stories of heritage through weaving it on wool and silk to produce carpets, as well as metalworks, incense burners, trays, and mother-of-pearl woodwork, tables, wooden boxes, tent pieces, ceramics, ornaments, and miniatures. One of the museum's halls was allocated for this purpose and equipped and decorated to simulate an Islamic residential home. Reproductions, artifacts, lamps, plates, and ceramic tiles were displayed to achieve the complete image. The Museum of Islamic Art in Cairo is considered the largest museum specialized in Islamic arts in the world, and it contains more than 100,000 artifacts covering all branches of Islamic art in various eras. Its art collections are also distinguished by their richness in terms of quantity and quality, covering nearly 12 Hijri centuries from various regions of the Islamic world, starting from India, China, Iran, Samarkand, passing through the Arabian Peninsula, the Levant, Egypt, North Africa, and ending with the Andalusia and other regions as well. The collection also tells the history of Islamic civilization at various various fields of science such as medicine, engineering, and astronomy, as the museum's collections include manuscripts and artifacts in medicine, surgery, herbs, and tools. Astronomy includes astrobulls, compasses, and astronomical balls, and in the field of applied arts, which represents the necessities of life such as metal, glass, and ceramic utensils, jewelry, weapons, wood, ivory, textiles, carpets, and others. Celebrating the 120th anniversary of the opening of the Art Museum, the idea of establishing a museum of Islamic arts and antiquities began in the era of Khedive Ismail, specifically in the year 1869, and it was implemented in the era of Khedive Tawfiq in 1881, when France equities in a small building in the courtyard of El Hakam Mosque, which he called the Arab Museum. The museum was under the supervision of Franz Pasha. The current building of the museum was opened in 1903 in Bab al-Khalq Square during the reign of Khedive Abbas Hilmi II under the name the House of Arab Antiquities. Its facade was designed in the style of the facades of Mamluk architecture, and the name of the house was later changed to the Museum of Islamic Art, which was in 1952.
Ramadan nights in Egypt is always special and has its own manifestations. Let's watch the following segment.
Under the title Ramadan Vibes, the National Museum of Egyptian Civilization in Fustat organized an artistic evening for the Egyptian Mawlawiya religious chanting troupe led by Sufi vocalist Amir Touni on the occasion of the holy month of Ramadan. The evening included a variety of performances of traditional religious chanting, where the band presented a distinct artistic mixture that combines Tanura dance, religious chanting, and supplications to reflect a unique state of Sufism.
هو النهارده طبعا هو كان بمناسبة قدوم شهر رمضان في متحف الحضارة المصرية.
Today's performance comes on the occasion of the holy month of Ramadan. The audience is very distinct, as we have many ministers and ambassadors, as well as prominent figures in society. I choose the music according to the lyrics, which I think bring along their own unique melodies. Sometimes we get to mix our music with new trends or Spanish music, for example. Our family is music and musicians. because I think interaction definitely creates new music. The dances are fixed because it mainly depends on circulating around the body. The dancer concentrates on the Kaaba in his heart and he considers himself revolving around it. The choreography is symbolic of the dancer's spiritual coherence with his ideas of Allah. The philosophy of Sufism on which our troupe relies is our heritage, especially our Islamic civilization. Yet we tackle it in a modern form to emit a certain peaceful spirit into society. Through our dances, we attempt to bring different cultures closer together in peace and love. The band presented a selection of its famous works by major poets and a group of prophetic praises and Sufi poems that urged good morals, including Lulaki, If It Weren't For You, When Is the Time, Meta Ya Habib al-Alb, Oh Beautiful One, and many more that were admired and enjoyed by the audience.
This is my first time to see this dance and singing. I think before the Ramadan, I heard that this is very Egyptian traditional dance and music. It was amazing, and I was very excited to see this wonderful dancing and singing. I'm learning. I'm trying to learn about Korean, the Egyptian culture and history, and this is a very good chance to learn about the Egyptian culture, and I feel very excited. Dancing is very dynamic and colorful, so I feel very thrilled to see this wonderful performance. Actually, here this same hall, we had Korea. Our embassy hosted a Korea traditional music and dance performance last September.
Yeah.
So it was also well received by Egyptian people, and this is a very good way to show each other to cultural performance and the cultural heritages. So it will be very nice to make two peoples closer together. So culture things, traditional or modern, the two countries, two people's culture make two people closer and closer, and that will be a very good foundation for overall development of bilateral relations. I'm very happy as an ambassador to see these two cultures get more, have more work together.
Sufi vocalist Ahmed Atouni expressed his happiness at holding this evening inside this great cultural edifice in which he felt the greatness that characterizes Egypt, and he thanked the National Museum's admiration and all of those who helped in organizing this evening.
ولو قدرت على إتيان جئتكم.
The performance today was amazing. I was deeply touched by the emotion, and even though I don't understand classical Arabic, I felt that it was about love, about God, about light. So it was really a mind-blowing performance. And I should mention that once I tried it, I went to classes for Sufi dances, and this is one of the most memorable experience for me in Egypt. I like both. I think the dance and the singing, they cannot be separate from one from each other. It's the voice is amazing, and the voice, the expression on the faces, the movements, especially one of the dancers, he was smiling all the time while he was dancing. This is so inspiring. I mean, I was feeling inspired, and he made me smile also and feel joy.
It is worth noting that Egyptian Maulawiya is a musical band. It's interested in Sufi music and dance and was founded in 1994 by its vocalist Ahmed Touni. The band attracts audiences from all over the country as he attempts to present Egyptian Maulawiya heritage works of art on global stages.
So first of all, the music, it has been touching all the souls. So it has been different. So it's like the language what every country is speaking. So and what we hear today, so it's different from normal music. So it touches the culture, the deep culture of the Egyptian civilization. And so it's very nice and to hear them and to see how the culture of our culture, Egyptian culture, has been touched with different cultures. So it's kind of Sufism music. So it's kind of you need to think about it, to think about God, to think about love, to think about the life itself. So it's very kind from the museum and Dr. Ahmed to invite them tonight, and it has been all time for the museum here. It's offering a lot of kind of music and different. So today it's really a unique night. So I think he's thinking that he's making all kind of ideas and mixing many tastes of the people. So that's why maybe he offered different kind of music and words, what he said. It has been very deep music, and it has been very long time in our culture, and has, as he said, that it's mixed with the Turkish music because that it was in Tekeya. In first of all, so that's the side of the knowledge. So it's the Tekeya, that it was for the people that when they were visiting Egypt, so they were there, and so that's why the culture has been mixed with the Sufia music. So that's what we hear today. So it has been like mixed from the Arabic rhythm and the Turkish music, and so it has been like a nice tour with different culture, and it has been happened in here at the museum. So that was a great night.
Sufi words and Sufi music, they take the heart into another area. So since I saw them back in 2011 in the Cairo Opera House, I became obsessed with this team. It's a remedy. Yani when I go there, I forget everything about life, all stresses, all worries, and I just get involved with the music and the lyrics and the very nice vibes and energy that we get from the team. The dances are nice, but they are not my main concern. My main concern and my main obsession is with the words, the lyrics, and the music, and with the vibes that Dr. Amer sends to his audience. We became now like one big family. We follow him up in every event. We go and we became like one team. We with family and friends, and we celebrate the Eid together. Because Sufism takes the spirit into a very nice world. It is a very good representative of the Egyptian culture. And the word that Dr. Amer said inside the event, it assures that this started back ago in Egypt. So the origins were here. So I advise everyone to come and attend because it's really a unique experience.
Mawlawiya Sufi performance is a form of zikr or remembrance of Allah. Tunis performance today is a spiritual mixture of our heritage. This is Abida Gindi for the Cultural Magazine.
Egypt is always boosting and preserving its artistic and musical heritage. Let's watch the following segment.
The Islamic Cairo is filled with treasures when it comes to archaeological, Islamic and Coptic architectural, and one of the most prominent historical places is the Prince Taz Palace, which is now considered as a cultural hub where a lot of cultural activities take place, especially during the holy month of Ramadan. Prince Taz Palace is located in the Old Cairo area of the Caliph in the Citadel. It was created by its owner Prince Saifuddin Taz, one of the most prominent princes of the Mamluk dynasty, and its name began to appear during the reign of Imaduddin Ismail ibn Nasir Muhammad ibn Qalawun 1343-1345 AD until during the reign of his brother Al-Salih Zainuddin Haji. He became one of the princes who held a resolution in the state at that time. The total area of the palace is more than 8,000 square meters, and it's a large courtyard in the middle allocated as a garden around which the four main and subsidiary buildings of the palace are distributed on the four sides, the most important of which are the Haramlik wing, the seat or the main building dedicated to reception, dependencies and stable. Now only two main facades overlooking Sufia Street and the rear overlooking Sheikh Khalil Lane are the ones from which the collapse began. The seat that was renovated during the reign of Ali Agha Dar al-Saada, the owner of the Sable, the writers attached to the palace, a small part of the Haramlik halls, as well as the new halls that were used as stores or classrooms in later eras. The main entrance to the palace is a coherent block that begins with a rectangular corridor with a door behind it and one at the end of which is a basement on both sides, of which two entrances open each to a rectangular courtyard is the courtyard of the palace, and this full entrance overlooks Sufia Street. The palace also has a sub-entrance overlooking Sheikh Khalil Lane, described by ancient writings and documents as the door of the palace's secret, and the palace that has been completely restored. Its walls are covered with a layer of plaster that suits the stones with which the whole was originally built. As for the part of the Haramlik, it overlooks the courtyard or garden with a group of windows made of wood Baghdadli, which is a unique masterpiece, and topped by 3 round windows, which are known as moons, and the palace 2 Iwans, one on the northern side and the other on the southern side. And the northern Iwan is a square covered by a roof with a geometric and floral decorations, and it also has a written tape from which the following text remains: "In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful, ordered the establishment of this blessed and happy place from the grace of Allah and all His general giving, the headquarters of Al-Ashraf Al-Ali Al-Mawlawi Al-Makhdumi Al-Ghazi Al-Mujahideen Al-Murabitina." They are all titles specific to Prince Taz, as in the middle of these writings is a drawing of a cup symbolizing the function of the sommelier, one of the jobs held by Prince Taz. There is also the seat or the main reception hall. It is of 2 levels linked by a ladder, which in each of its 2 levels is a rectangular space overlooking the courtyard, which resembles a terrace based on a triple column of wood, and there is a wooden button below the ceiling containing transcription writings of the first verses of Surah Al-Fatiha, and attached to this seat 3 holes full of geometric motifs. The palace has become the headquarters for concerts, musical and artistic events, along with a number of art workshops in the fields related to art, such as singing, acting, and religious chanting, which is considered a fusion of the beauty of